OBDSTAR DC706 saves a dead GM E78 ECM. Here's how to recover it. Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, your ultimate source for everything related to automobile diagnostics. Before we jump into today's deep dive, let me ask you a quick favor. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications by ringing that bell, and stick around till the end because you don't want to miss any crucial details. And if this video helps you out, don't forget to drop a super thanks to support the channel. Alright, let's get started. OBDSTAR DC706 and GM E78 ECM recovery. What you need to know. When working with GM ACDelco ECMs, recovering a unit with a shadow password can be a tricky process. Fortunately, tools like the OBDSTAR DC706 and IO terminal provide a reliable way to bring these ECUs back to life, especially when using boot mode. If you haven't seen my previous post, I covered a similar recovery method, so be sure to check that out for more background. Today, we're looking at an actual user case of recovering a GM E78 ECM using the OBDSTAR DC706. And let me tell you, it's a lifesaver when things go wrong. Why reading ShadowFlash is critical in DC706. One of the key features of the DC706 is the ability to read something called ShadowFlash when accessing certain ECUs. This might not sound like a big deal at first, but trust me, it can make the difference between saving an ECU or losing it forever. Here's a real-world example. A user recently attempted to clone an E78 ECU from a Chevrolet Silverado. Everything seemed fine until they tried writing to the module on the bench. Unfortunately, this resulted in a complete failure. The ECU stopped communicating via OBD and threw a dreaded P0606 error code, which refers to a processor fault. That's about as bad as it gets when dealing with ECMs. At this point, most people would assume the module is completely bricked, but here's where the DC706 came to the rescue. Unlike other tools, the OBDSTAR DC706 provides an option to write via boot mode, but there's a catch. It requires a password. This password isn't something you just have lying around. It must be retrieved from the ShadowFlash before any issues occur. Thankfully, since this user had previously saved the ShadowFlash data, they were able to retrieve the password and successfully recover the ECU, avoiding what could have been an expensive replacement. Where to find the ShadowFlash option in DC706. One important thing to note is that ShadowFlash reading does not appear in the boot menu. Instead, it is only accessible when using bench mode. If you navigate to the Delco E78 bench menu, you'll find the ShadowFlash option right there, allowing you to extract this critical data before making any risky modifications. I've also attached photos of the boot mode progress, so you can see exactly how this process works step by step. Final thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe. And there you have it. Another ECU successfully revived using the OBDSTAR DC706. If you found this guide useful, hit that like button, drop a comment below with any questions, and most importantly, subscribe so you don't miss out on more expert automotive diagnostic tips. If this video added value for you, consider hitting the super thanks button. It's a great way to support the channel and helps me bring even more in-depth content to you. That's it for today. Happy diagnosing, and I'll see you in the next one.